What are you doing? Damn it! Who dares interrupt a meeting of the Flag Sect? As all the members of the group stood up, they started to shout. Leo and a few of the leaders walked toward the door. They were shocked and angry, wanting to see what kind of person was brave enough to come in and cause trouble in their territory. Vivian pulled Monica and followed behind them. The members of the Flag Sect stood aside and made a path for Leo and the leaders while the rest surrounded them or stood behind them. At the door, 4 or 5 gangsters were rolling around on the ground in pain, surrounded by a layer of gray fog. At the entrance stood 4 tall, strong young men, 2 on each side of the door. They were probably the bodyguards of the intruders, and the real big shots had not arrived yet. Leo let out a heavy sigh. Looking at the night sky outside of the door, he wanted to see who it was that dared to come and mess with him in his territory. Very soon, a group of people walked in. Leo's eyes narrowed slightly. The one who was leading the group was the manager of New York's Berkeley Hotel, Sam Woodsworth. Behind Sam was a young man who looked like a student who was surrounded by a dozen burly young men. When Leo saw the young man, a hint of doubt flashed through his mind. Who is this young man? He thought. Sam had an extremely high position in New York. How could a young man have a higher position than him? Leo's gaze was fixed on Sam's face. When Vivian saw the young man, her heart softened, and she almost cried. He had come to save her. The man who looked like a student was Alex. It's him, Dad. It's the guy who beat me up. Corey could not help but exclaim as he pointed at Alex. When he noticed Leo's gaze, Corey timidly shut his mouth. Alex! Monica cried out, and Vivian covered her mouth. Seeing that Vivian and her daughter were all right, Alex heaved a sigh of relief. When he saw that some of Monica's clothing had been torn, his heart ached again. I see. It's Sam Woodsworth. Could you explain to me what's going on? Why have you offended our Flag Sect? Leo pointed to the messy floor. Why do I need to explain? You're just a tiny branch of the Flag Sect. What are you being so cocky about? Hurry up and let Miss Vivian go, Sam said, feeling embarrassed and angry. He had been working in New York for many years, on both sides of the law. Even the leader of the Azure Dragon Society, Quentin Robbins, had to be polite to him when he saw him. Hearing Sam's words, Leo naturally felt uncomfortable. He knew Sam had some influence in New York, and perhaps he really should listen to what he was saying. But the Flag Sect was now New York's biggest gang, so why should he show him any respect? Leo thought that this might be the day that would put him on equal footing with Sam. Or perhaps he could beat him that day. Oh, so Mr. Woodsworth is here to ask me for a person. Ha! Leo smiled lightly, and with a trace of an intimidating aura, he said, An important person should have the attitude of an important person. Today, Mr. Woodsworth damaged my restaurant and even injured my people. You! Sam was filled with anger. In all these years, there had never been anyone in New York who dared to speak to him in such a manner. You what? You'd better pay for all the damage here. Otherwise, don't blame me if something happens to your Berkeley hotel, Leo said fiercely and then shouted. Corey, come here. Yes. Corey walked to Leo's side. His father also followed and stood beside his son. It was the brat behind Sam who hit you, right? Leo looked at Alex, who was standing behind Sam, and said with a sinister smile, I suppose you think so too, Sam. Leo looked at Sam provocatively and ordered again, What are you waiting for? Go. Leo was determined to show off his power to Sam. Leo, don't you dare! Sam roared in anger. He didn't expect that with his status, he would not be able to shake Leo. Brat, so you're Sam's man. No wonder you're so... You beat me up like this, so I'm going to get you, Corey said with his sinister smile, looking at Alex. So it was you who hit my son. Damn you, I'm gonna give you a beating, Corey's father said angrily. He rolled up his sleeves, revealing his thick arms. Protect him, Sam roared. A dozen men instantly surrounded Alex. Son, on Flag Sect's territory, they won't dare make a move. Today your father will show you how mighty he is. All the people in the room were looking at them now. As a leader, he definitely could not allow the prestige of his Flag Sect to be undermined. Let's get this guy. Let the other gangs in New York see what we can do. No one will dare to cause trouble here in the future. Corey's courage increased as he stood firm in the gang's territory. With that, father and son raised their fists and rushed in front of Sam and his men with a roar. Protect him, Sam shouted angrily. A dozen men surrounding Alex instantly surrounded the father and son. When they stepped aside, the pair had been beaten and had fallen to the floor. Looking at them lying on the ground like Leo's eyes twitched as if he was about to spew out the fire. Leo, get them, shouted one. How dare they behave so badly in our territory, shouted another. Sir, please give us the order, shouted yet another member. Leo slowly raised his hand and signaled for the members to stop shouting. He had his plans. Sam, I'll give you one last chance. Take your men and get the hell out of here. I'll be kind and let you go, Leo said as he gritted his teeth. Do you think you're qualified to let me go? I think you've lived in New York for 2 years and forgotten your place. This time, Sam felt it was not his lucky day. He could ignore his reputation and back down, but that would mean losing face for Alex and the Ambrose family. He blamed himself, but he was also extremely angry. I also brought you a big gift this time, Sam said as he took out a blue plastic box. The box shattered on the ground, and a round thing rolled out. The Flag Sect members were all shocked. Many women screamed. Ah! It was a head. It was none other. The missing Dale Granger. Originally, Sam had been brought there to intimidate Leo, but he had never had the chance to throw the box out. Now he was flustered and exasperated, so he had thrown it at them. This is bad, Alex thought. Sam is acting too fast. This is going to make Leo angry. Leo felt a ball of fire rush to his head. He was being bullied. He shouted, "Let's get them!" The members of the gang all shouted and rushed towards Sam and his group. Some of them had blades in their hands, while some even picked up chairs and threw them toward Alex and Sam's men. There were more than 150 people at the meeting that day, and Alex's group had only less than 20 people. Protect Alex, Sam shouted. Things quickly evolved beyond his expectations, and Sam's immediate priority was to not let Alex get hurt, or he would be guilty of negligence. A dozen men stood in front of Alex like a barrier. Even though Sam had brought the strongest men under his command, no matter how powerful they were, it was still impossible for them to deal with so many enemies at once. Facing this tide of attacks, these dozen men only managed to block the crowd for 5 minutes before they gradually fell to the ground. They were surrounded and beaten by the Flag Sect members. But there were only 4 or 5 men left, who formed a circle to surround and protect Alex and Sam. They used their bodies as shields to prevent the 2 men from getting hurt. A gap opened up in the circle, and one of the Flag Sect members threw a chair toward Alex. In that moment of life or death, Sam shielded Alex as the chair broke on Sam's body. He fell limply to the ground. Stop, Leo shouted. The gang members stopped. After witnessing Sam shield Alex, he became very curious. What kind of clout did this young man have? With Sam's honorable status, he still appeared to want to protect this youth. Mr. Woodsworth, are you hurt? Alex helped Sam up, feeling very guilty. It's all right. It's good that you're fine, sir. Blood trickled down the corner of his mouth. He only knew that his duty was to protect Alex. Alex was moved by Sam's loyalty. "Sir?" thought Leo. Now that Sam was weakened, he no longer had anything to fear. Instead, he became interested in Alex. "Who is this young man that Sam appears to answer?" Leo wondered. "May I ask which family you're from? Tell me," Leo asked him. Alex helped Sam up onto a chair. "You injured Mr. Woodsworth and so many of his men. Your Flag Sect is already destined to disappear. Release Vivian and her daughter if you want me to spare your life," Alex said coldly to Leo. He had the temperament of a man from a very wealthy family. No matter how he looked at him, this young man was a complex character. It was clear that Alex, Sam, and their men were all defeated and that he couldn't challenge him anymore. So why was he so calm and arrogant? Leo couldn't figure it out. So he stopped thinking about it. The young man might well be from some wealthy family in New York, but once the news that he had defeated Sam got out, it would establish his position as ruler of New York. So what if this was the son of a wealthy family? Why would he still need to be afraid of him? The Flag Sect's members began to ridicule Alex. "Aren't you a useless young man? Then I'll think of letting you go," Leo said viciously. "All right," shouted one member. The members of the Flag Sect were all waiting for a good show.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.